Hey now, that looks a little different. Welcome back, everybody, to Bayonetta 3. We're in what I guess you could call the post game, and here's one of our new friends, Labalas, right here to greet us on the title screen. Pretty interesting design, honestly. I don't normally see him on the title screen, so that's cool. Also, because the game has been beaten, other characters can do the title drop, so let's see who we get this time.
Bayonetta.
That was Singularity. I don't know if I like that, but okay. So, last time, we beat the game, and there's thoughts I gave about that, but we have a lot of things we can still do now that the game has been beaten. Really quick, let's go to the shop. Because there is another accessory, I believe, that's available for us.
Might have something special for you.
So, I believe, let's just scroll down here. So, was it the Climax Earring? I think this was the Climax Earring. Prevents magic power, or magic and Masquerade Rage activation power depletion, but also penalizes battle results. So, I think this just gives you infinite magic. But obviously, it's a huge. If you're a score nut, that'll really get you. We won't be getting that, but it's at least something to worth noting. Yeah, you just have infinite magic, as we can see there. So that's pretty good. But we don't really need that. As nice as it is to have that, that can probably make certain challenges a little easier. We really don't need it. I just wanted to show that off quick. But we have something else to show off while we're here.
It's to review the
Alrighty,
actions
so,
of your heads.
for one, you might notice my new look here. We can actually get the Bayonetta 1 and 2 looks from the from the shop, which I did get off screen. But we also have a new weapon we can mess with. So this is the Cruel Altea. This is Labalas's weapon. It's basically like I guess you could look at it as an alternate version of like a fist weapon. We have the various forms of Labalas, the Voltron reference, all over our arms and legs here, and we send them off flying for our attacks. But if you hold down the button, they just kind of move around on their own and shoot out lasers. So it's a really interesting pseudo-ranged weapon. Like, that goes pretty far out at times. And then there is a little added ice effect on some of our moves, which I don't recall if Labalas was, like, using ice in Bayonetta 2, but it is what it is. I went ahead and got every move for it. And there's some pretty interesting looking ones. Basically, they exist to hit enemies from multiple ranges. No. Let's try and hit this one. So if you hold the button down, this one just kind of keeps going. We go nuts with that one. I think you can actually mash that out. Let's see. Yeah, you can mash that for a lot more. We still have our afterburner kick, and then this is our like uppercut. So yeah, it's a pretty flashy weapon, all things considered. I don't think it's like the strongest ever, but you can really kind of take care of enemies from a distance, so I don't think it really matters. And then this is our little beast form when we move around here, and our basic thing is we just kind of run along the ground here for our like extra mobility, which is neat. But there's also Labalas, which we can show off, which I want to show off with the big enemy quick. So Labalas, whole deal is, right, it's big and hulking and kind of feels like it's like Nergigante or something from Monster Hunter almost. It reminds me of it. Or Magdamalo, actually, is probably the better comparison. But when you press R, you split into the different forms, and you basically just become a lot faster. And then depending on like the moves you do, you can transform back and forth as well. So Labalos is, I think, really good for crowd control more than anything else. The ice effect is also there for some moves, which let's get some magic back here. So I don't know what will happen if we do that. So yeah, they all just kind of surround and just kind of go nuts, go ham, shooting out ice in all sorts of different directions. I guess the climax hearing would be really good for this particular thing, if you really cared about that. But yeah, that's Labalos. That's pretty cool. I don't mind that. It's a neat kind of post-game thing I was not expecting, because you never really used Labalos much in Bayo 2. It was used a handful of times for like the finishing blow in Bayo 2 to replace Gamora, who killed us or tried to kill us and got Jean instead. But with that done, we do have a remnant, which is the main reason I'm here. So let's cut to that. Alrighty, so here we are back in, I guess this is meant to be Manhattan. You can't really tell. We have a demon fight, and it's the Kraken again. But we can now fight with any character, I guess, which is neat. Let's get Labalos in there. Let's have some fun. Just do some good damage here. We even use his own weapon. I don't think that's going to do much. Yeah. Let this kind of come back here. Let's split too. See if that does any better here. Not quite. We did freeze him though, which is cool. So yeah, this is actually a decent weapon because we can hit him from a distance. We gotta watch out for the tentacles now. Which I don't think there's much we can really do about them. You can't, like, destroy them as far as I know. We gotta watch out. There we go. Just get you in here. We're almost done, actually. Wow. That did a lot of damage. That's 2 bewitchments right there. Make that 3, and that's a platinum. So that's cool. Kinda, yeah, that's kind of crazy. We get music for our trouble. That's our last upgrade. Isn't that nice? It's kind of lame for a final reward. It feels like. Or at least that's what I would say. Because now we get the Kraken summon and Cassiopeia, the weapon that Dark Eve was using. That's right. Even though Viola's the one that beat Dark Eve, Bayonetta gets another weapon. Let's give her all of the goodies. So real quick, with Kraken, we've got a maw. You can eat stuff. That's like its main deal, which it never even got to do against us. It smashes people with its tentacles. It shoots out ink, highly pressurized. That's like its major thing. I mean, you already saw the boss fight, right? But the weapon is a bit interesting. It's it's a big old, it's a big old anchor. We also get very tentacly, as you can see, as we move around. It's a really good long-range option. You can hit stuff from super far, and then also bring out your tentacles. So it's another ranged weapon, and I figure we may as well actually show that off for real. So I'll see you back at the training ground. Okay, we're back, and we're also Jean. I figured I'd show her off briefly here at the same time. So, for those that are unaware, Jean is basically just a moveset clone of Bayonetta, except she can only get Witch Time with Bat Within, so she is kind of the hard mode. In this game in particular, she has all the exact same weapons, although she does have some slight differences, like her bullet climax thing is what happens when you do the spin, and you don't get like the big laser with like the charge gun, but I think for the most part it's effectively the same. It might be a slightly different gun moveset, And she also has another demon. Let's actually read that quick. This is Madama Styx, who is different from Butterfly. But let's actually show off Cassiopeia here. So you see I couldn't dodge that. So we just kind of swim around for our like movement. And then you spray ink down to hover in place. Or move around as you do. And yeah, this is just a really good ranged weapon here. So like we can smack this guy from pretty far. But as you can see, you gotta be really careful with some of those hits. Because, you know, if they get in between the actual hook, they don't actually get hit. I'll be real, it's not my favorite weapon. It's definitely got its uses. It's a good crowd control weapon, I think. But it is a little slow, and the specific range you have to use it can be a little frustrating. Let's try the big enemy to get a difference here, who's not as mobile. But yeah, as you can see, it doesn't always hit. It fires off... Here, let's get some distance. It fires off, like, some explosive rounds from its, for its gun. It's kind of like a weird crossbow. Stop that. It's got a bit of a weird crossbow going on here. But if you charge it up all the way, you get a big old... Oh, I got caught up. Let's get out of here. Please stop this. This is gross. So yeah, it's not my favorite. Please. So yeah, if we charge up all the way, if it'll let me. Big old explosion. It's decently damaging. Not the best, though. I'll be real, this is a very weird weapon for, like, the final reward. Sort of, kind of. Again, it's got its uses, it's a crowd control weapon and all that, but it's just kind of weird. Really quick, too, actually, let me swap. I'll put, let's put, where is it? Let's put Cruel Altea on here, too. I did actually forget to show off something. So, real quick, here's the big super, which, as you can probably see now, that is what Dark Eve did to us at one point in the boss fight. So that does a lot of damage. That just killed the big guy outright. So that's cool. Like, this is a cool weapon, you know, a crossbow-looking, you know, big old anchor. Like, it's a neat concept and everything. I just don't really think it's the best for me. And we got caught again. Oh, thankfully, Kraken got us out. Kraken, I guess we can start showing off a little bit. I mean, Kraken's about what you expect. You know, you can eat stuff, which is neat. But, I guess there was a glitch with this, too, at release. It could, like, do massive damage to certain bosses. But, yeah, this is also pretty good crowd control. Can hit from multiple ranges. I did not get every single move that these guys have. I'm actually a little short of points, because, you know, getting two weapons back-to-back like that's kind of nuts. But, yeah, you can do some pretty good, you know, control with this. Stage control. It's a cool weapon. And then just to show this off as well quick. Let's actually get this fresh. I'll show off the super for this, and we can call it a day. So...
Now let's run wild!
That's neat. That also does a lot of damage. So yeah, those are our two brand new weapons we could kind of mess around with. I'm probably not going to use Cassiopeia very much, to be honest with you, though. But, you know, it's neat. It's something different. But that'll, I think, close us out here. It's, we're gonna I'm kind of rambling as it is here, but, next time, we're gonna mess around with some extra stuff. Let's actually go back to the the main screen here. We're gonna start messing around with some stuff, and start trying to clean out some of this post game, as it were. As you saw, we got all the bewitchments, which not very hard. It's kind of funny that Bayonetta is the one to get the bewitchment for that, since she technically can't actually fight Kraken in the main story. Also, I don't know if I showed off last time the bewitchments for the final chapter here. We did everything but use Madama 5 times as Bayo 1 in that part of the fight. That's not that bad though. But yeah, next time we have some witch trials to tackle. And it's going to be pretty challenging, as you might imagine. So stay tuned to watch me have to sweat a little bit. This was just a warm-up. See you next time.